gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Cut the Crap. I'm your host Christian here with my main man Steven. How's it going today, Steven?
Another day in paradise, bro.
I tell you, right? We're living big dreams here. First off, before we get started, I wanted to apologize for the last 2 weeks. My computer caught a virus and took the shit pretty much. Had to reset it. All the settings got wiped out, and literally it took me like 2 weeks to get everything kind of back up and running. All the programs I had, all the settings. So we're finally back up at it, and we appreciate you guys being here like always. So thank you guys for listening. As we're gonna jump into this, today's episode has been brought to you by Steven.
Nah, it wasn't.
Nah, it's a good topic. It's pretty much entitlement. You know, how people feel entitled to certain things in certain degrees, and I definitely like this topic going into it. Just a few things pop in my head for entitlement.
We'll just get it out the way. It kind of just sidetracked a little bit because I was like, you know what? Because we were about to talk about the Yankees and how we're, Christian and myself were pretty salty with the current World Series, but because there used to be a point in time, most Yankees fans, and I hope I'm speaking for a lot of Yankees fans when I say this, that I think we're past the age of entitlement. Like we used to feel like it was kind of like all right, not even all right, but we're just an expectation to be in the World Series like every year or at least every other year. And man, it's been a long 15 years. Even with the Yankees losing, I'm just happy to be there.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like I told you, this World Series hat, even if we lose, I'm not throwing it out. I remember 2001, 2003, I threw my hats out. And at that point, I mean, I bought it with my own money, like cutting grass or whatever. And I didn't give a shit. I threw them out. But I tell you what, I'm not throwing this motherfucker away. Bro, 15 years is a long time, man. Like, if you, bro, 2009, you would have told me we would have had to wait another 15 years, I wouldn't have believed it.
No, I wouldn't have either. I'd have thought you guys were joking on crack. Tell you, the 90s and the early 2000s were really good to us, feeling that empowerment. We had to be there. We were there. We were proving. We were making big moves in the offseason. Fuck. Yeah. The Yankees are really killing me right now, dude. I got so much anger towards them. It's not even funny.
Bro, down here in fucking South Florida, bro, to go out and watch a game is the most annoying shit ever.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, Marlins fans hanging on to one little fucking they won a World Series over us, bro. Congratulations. I mean, like 21 years later, you're still like ranting and raving about the shit. What the fuck have you done since then? Like, I congratulate. I didn't even hate the Marlins because of that. I hate the Marlins because of other reasons now. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Marlins, dude. The Marlins, man. That's another story. I don't know. They need to just sell the team there.
It's not gonna do anything.
They need to. I know it's not. That's the sad part. It won't do anything at all. But I think that's something though. Just when you have bad ownership, it just goes through all the way down.
Absolutely.
Sorry about that. Give me 1 second here. I'm just trying to. So, anyways, back to the entitlement. How many people would you say that feel entitled?
The current generation. And I don't want. We shouldn't be stereotyping everybody, but the current. I'm gonna say, what age range can we put in that, man? Because especially like me being in a. I mean, let me start out by saying that there's a certain thing that I respect about the younger generation, and it's how they prioritize a little bit their mental health over corporate well-being. I respect it to an extent, but to what extent are we talking about? Okay, you're just being a fucking baby now, like it like any little thing, man, and they're just entitled. Like the only thing that you're entitled to, and this goes to every person. Rich, poor, fat, skinny, fucking intelligent, stupid. The only thing you're entitled to is death. And that is a hard fact in life. It doesn't matter your social, wherever you stand socially, economically, physically, what the fuck ever. You're going to die. We're all going to die. That is the only thing we are entitled to. And I wish the current generation would just understand that. You got to work for certain things. And I feel like everything's a handout. And I'm gonna go just a crazy step.
Real quick, I love that when you brought up, because I was just thinking about that. Work, how people at work they feel so entitled to raises or promotion just for showing up and doing the bare minimum. Like, when did the bare minimum become the new standard?
Cost living adjustment, I guess we'll call it that, if we really want to look at it.
And I don't know. I just see the way people's work ethics are nowadays and how they think they're entitled to certain things, but yet they're just given the bare minimum all the time. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me at all. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off there, sir.
Just that. I mean, I'm gonna say maybe they just feel they're entitled to cost of living adjustments, which I completely understand because every year, regardless of whoever's president, those things do happen or whoever, whatever political bullshit aside.
And I get that, but to feel entitled for promotional raises and stuff like that, like a regular raise or a cost of living raise, as we will call it, that I can understand. Normally companies give it, and it's like 1 to 5%. Some companies go like 5 to 10%. It just depends on your company. That I agree. That should be something that's given. That's not something that's entitled, but that's just because of the current market and how it is. I still think those numbers are low. As how high the cost of living, cost of everything has gone up. Those percentages need to be higher. But at the end of the day, rich people want to stay rich. They want to keep money in their pockets, and I get it. It's a game. It's a game. But there are some people that feel so entitled. Like I've seen it before, where they're doing the bare minimums. They're showing up to work on time and just doing the basics that they need to do, but then want a promotion or supervisor role or something like that. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't work that way.
Agreed.
It doesn't work that way. There's a lot of things that people feel entitled to, and it's like, oh my god. And again, today's goal is not just to rant about entitled behavior, but to try to understand why entitlement happens. Where does it come from? Why is it so common? And how can we deal with it in a way that keeps us kind of sane, I guess is the best way to say it. There's just so many different things. So I mean, I guess the best thing, we already kind of defined what entitlement is, privileges regarding what people think they should have and all that. I'm
gonna give a wild. Is because we coddle, especially in this country. Let me throw out something that I jokingly around say that shit all the time. It starts from when they're fucking infants. Yo, let's stop babying these fucking babies. These baby wipe warmers. If you don't wipe that ass with some cold baby wipes, get the fuck out of here, bro. That's some first world ass shit. And it starts from there. And it only gets worse from there.
Dude, it's funny. I remember when I had my kids and I found out about that they have baby white warmers. And somebody bought it for us, and it broke in like a couple of days of using it. But it's like, it was like cool at first, like, oh man, this is really cool. And it's like, nah, forget that. It isn't. It is something. It does start from traits. It does start from the platform of social media, right? Social media has been a big thing, and people think they're able to just speak their minds with no consequences now, and that they have the right, to do whatever they want. I think people, trying to find a good way to say this without saying it in like the fucked up way.
In the fucked up way. Cut the crap.
people are just fucking are so sensitive nowadays. People are so weak minded. People are so babies. I feel like you know what it is, and I blame our generation. We grew up with nothing. We grew up with struggling and the hardships and all that, where we wanted to make sure our kids never grew up with that. But in sense of doing that, we've created these entitled animals, entitled assholes.
Why you call them animals, bro? That was a little
Bro,
bit savage.
you said come, hey, give it how it is.
Nah,
At
I
the
mean,
end, it
you
they're
you want
just
you want
they
better for your kids than what you have, but at the same time, you don't want to give them too much. Like,
exactly, and I get that, and but I feel like our generation gave them too much because the stuff that I see is just it's crazy. It's crazy. I heard a kid, right, say to another, like my son was on the phone with them or whatever, and they were talking to their parents, and they literally their parents told them, "Oh, it's time to get off, get ready for bed. You can't tell me what to do. You try to tell me what to do again, I'm gonna take you to court, nigga. What? I'm
it
gonna
was
take
not
you
a
where?
it was not a nigga that said that. I guarantee you
No,
that.
no, he was Hispanic, so he could get away with it. It was a Hispanic child, another Hispanic child, but
No,
still,
that's wild.
in
Where's the
my
chocolate at, bro?
bro, that's what I'm about to say. As
Oh no,
if I would have
come
said
on.
that to my mom's, bro, the belt, chancleta.
Oh,
She used to use a wiffle bat on me. Mom, don't think I forgot. Not ever letting you live that down. Like
that's fair
yo,
though.
got beat. These kids now, oh, just get off the phone, and then that's all I heard. And then I heard the parent like stomping away, and
You
they
know,
kept talking for a little bit until I told my son, "Hey, you need to hang up the phone." And he looked at me about to say, "But why?" And he saw my face, and he was like, "Okay, like, cause I don't play that shit."
bro. You know my dad. Like my dad, bro. I grew up the same way.
Uh huh.
Fucking belt. Yeah, but eventually, the belt didn't phase me, dog. I'll never forget the worst punishment my dad. Two of the worst punishments my dad ever gave me. Number one was I remember one time I was being like just acting entitled and shit, whatever. My dad was like, you know, I don't have to give you anything but clothes, this, that, and the other, bare minimum. Bro, this dude went into my closet. He took away every name brand fucking thing I had, dog.
Wow.
Bro, he literally took me to Walmart.
Uh huh.
He bought me like three shirts, three pairs of pants, and like some sneakers with the straps on it, bro. He's like, that's how you're going to school
Oh
until I say so. Bro, that had to be one of the illest punishments on earth. And when you look back at it, I'm like, that shit's funny as a bitch. I'm like, but that's yeah, like, and I think I told you one time too. If your kids ever act up, it is 2024. They need to be connected because we want our kids to have cell phones. But a smartphone is a privilege. They still sell flip phones.
they
Your
do.
kids act up, take that fucking iPhone or whatever away and be like, here you go. And you better be responding to my text just like you would on the iPhone.
Yep.
And I didn't take that shit to school, bro. Promise you, bro. Hey, modern problems require modern solutions.
It
And it
does.
just goes back to like that shit that my dad did. Bro, that shit was creative as fuck, bro. I'll never forget that shit.
But that's what we need to do more as parents too, though. Is stuff like that. Like that. That shows you. I bet that showed you. Like, hey, yo, none of this shit is yours. This is mine.
Hell
You
nah.
know what I mean? This is my stuff. This is I paid for this. This is not. You might be wearing it, but this is not yours. This is mine. So I think
I
that.
know.
I think
Nah,
that's.
it was a great punishment, bro. Like looking back, bro, that shit was hilarious. I think my son said something to me the other day, like we were doing something, and he's like, he was trying to argue with me about something. I just look at him. He's like, "But you're doing." It. I was like, "Yes, because it's my house and I paid." He was like, "But," I'm like, "Do you not see the logic here? And if I really have to explain to you why I can and why you can't, then obviously I'm not parenting correctly right now."
Yeah. Question for you: what do you think about the parents that cut their kids' hair? Like they got kids that are growing their hairs out and they're disrespectful of that,
As
and
a
they cut
bald
their hair.
man who was 35, my father was in the military. He was very adamant. But at the end of the day, um, yeah, I was upset at that always. But at the end of the day, your parents are paying for your haircuts. If your parents are paying for your haircuts, hey, I'm sorry. Especially once where you're in your teenage years where you want to style it. If you want it a certain way, hey, go out there and fucking make money and do whatever you want then to cut it how you want it. But like my son right now, this dude, he's getting his hair cut like twice a month. He don't say shit. He just goes, and then I just get a fucking cash app request. Like no permission, like just assuming that I have the money for a haircut like twice a month. Like, I don't know about you growing up, but I wasn't getting a haircut twice a month. If I wanted that second one, bro, I had to. That was out of pocket on me. I don't know how your family worked out.
Same way. Well, no, not the same way. Mine was I used to go to the barber shop myself. Like my mom would drop me off. She would never go in with me. She just gave me the cash, and it was like, go ahead, get it done. And she waited outside, or she went to. At the time, it was a Food Line in Virginia off of Lynn Haven. To go to Food Line, and my barber was right next door, so she'll do her groceries or whatever while I was getting a haircut. So I don't think damn, I can't even remember the last time my mom actually went in with me for like a haircut. So
Nah, my aunt is the same thing because her son. But the thing is, like these kids want to have that little egg grass haircut down here in Florida. Just a little taper.
yeah,
And they want to bro, if I'm paying for your haircut, you're gonna cut this fucking hair down.
I feel you. I never went through that phase, thank God. Actually, I went through that phase later in life where I wanted to grow my hair out. You remember when I was growing it out? I was calling myself Rico. That was
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I was trying to be all sexy over here with the curls and all that. I grew a phase of that. I ain't gonna lie. Then I grew the phase of the long beard because I used to only do short, and I started letting it grow out, and now I'm kind of bringing it back down for like middle phase. So this shit was long at one point. It was like down here, like everybody goes through phases, but you know who else? Feels entitled right now? Us Yankee fans.
Bro, we already covered that, bro.
No, but I'm just so mad right now. You have no idea. Like we had, if I would have fucking spent the money to go to that stadium. And by the way, guys, yesterday. I was supposed to go to that game yesterday or today, one of the two. And I tried to buy tickets, sold out within 4 minutes, I think it was, of releasing. I literally was trying to hit tickets, and every ticket I hit, once I went to pay, it sold out. So I hit refresh, went to another section, and within 4 minutes, all the sections were already sold out. It was just so bananas. I went to go purchase resale, and they were like $2,000. I was like, hell no, I'm not paying $2,000 ticket.
That's why I called you yesterday. My uncle was actually at the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was already loud. He was at Billy's right outside before.
Yeah.
So I couldn't hear him. And I was like, how much you pay for the tickets? And I was joking. I was like, bro, did you pawn a testicle or something? And he couldn't hear me. He was like, I'll call you tomorrow. I gotta call him. I want to know how much you paid.
He had, if he bought them straight up, he spent like 11 to 1,200. If he bought resale, they were starting at 22, I think, was the cheapest I saw, and that was in the fucking nosebleeds, bro.
Bro, but the problem with Yankee Stadium is in times like this, yeah, it's a corporate whorehouse.
Yeah.
Dude, like I have family members that work for companies, like they get Yankees tickets all day. Yep. But that at the end of the day, like I would say like a third of Yankee Stadium is about who you know.
Yeah, it is about who you know. And all these people, it's been so long. All these people are spending the money.
Exactly. It was a social gathering more than anything at a certain point.
Exactly. And this is sorry. I just had to bring that back because I'm sitting here. I'm a little depressed right now. 3-0. Fucking having it. We should have won game 1. It should be 2-1 right now. We should have won last night. Bases loaded and freaking can't do anything. Like multiple times we've been in that scenario. Multiple times, and it's just so frustrating. Anyways, back to the entitlement. I'm sorry. So let's we talked about how it is, and where it started, possibly being our generation of people. But what do we think is the fix for entitlement, as far as like how to break these kids out of it now? Because be honest, the entitlement is probably teenagers to kids, I would say, and then some young adults. But I've seen it more teenagers.
It starts at home too, bro. Like at the end of the day, man, we're giving our kids more than what we should, man. Like it comes dude, like I mean, it's just the little things of each of us have a TV in our room, whereas people don't share anymore. It comes down to that, bro. It starts at a very early age nowadays. Um, just little things like that, bro. Like I mean, yeah, you had everything because you were a spoiled fucker, but most other people, bro, like there was a living room TV, and maybe your parents had one in their room, but the kids, like I would say, if there was a 4 bedroom house, maybe two, 3 bedrooms, the youngest kids probably didn't get a TV or some shenanigans like that. Like it's just little things like that. That's where we've deviated away in society, and like in my opinion, that's just my opinion.
I feel you. That's a
Not
good.
not Mr. Christian, where mom brought him a box of cereal and Daniel too. Fucking asshole, bro.
Well, Dan. In fairness, my brother is 11 years younger than me, so I
Yeah,
was a teenager, almost an adult, and he
I
was
didn't. Re-
when he started eating cereal. He was a kid, like he was like 4 or 5 years old. So like,
I didn't realize that Daniel was that much younger than me.
yeah, 11 years younger than me, bro. So it's
Uh, Mr.
crazy.
Is Daniel entitled?
No, I don't think Daniel feels it. Sometimes he
I,
does.
that's good
Sometimes
though. See,
he does, but not all the time. There's a little bit of
my
times where you'd be like, "What?"
my younger brother, all day, bro. Like I don't know what the fuck that kid thinks he's entitled to. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, it's entitlement's a bitch. It comes in all shapes and forms, all ages. And first off, I want to make sure people understand this too, because I know it sounds like we're beating up on the younger generation and all that stuff, but the older generation is just as entitled. Millennials and the generation before us, like everybody's had their entitlement level. You know why? Because every generation, I feel like, gets progressively worse. Progressively worse. Like we're talking how bad this generation is. Wait till this generation starts having kids, and we talk about how bad their generation is. You know what I mean? Um, so it will get worse. I mean, it's just cycle life. There was something oh, man, I'm trying to think of the quote and I can't think of it. You had talked about it before about privilege or something that start off with nothing to get something, you get something to get further ahead, and then you start. It's like a circle of life. You go back. What do you remember? What you said about that?
No, but here's a good one that I can't remember who it was that exercise. I can't remember who it was in high school. Their parents used to charge them. Um, they used to make them pay a bill in air quotes when they first got a job. And I remember my friends used to bitch about it, bitch about it, bitch about it. But turned out the parents were just saving the money. And when they actually like saved their own money, like the rest of the portion to buy a car, they just handed the money back to them. I was like,
I've
here you
heard of
go.
that. I've heard of parents doing
Like that's a good tactic right there. Just to make it mentally like, hey, you have to pay your way, but realistically just give it back. It's just a show. Like shit like that.
that. Yeah,
Little tactics like that.
that is good. That's good, and it teaches them like, hey, look, at an early age, gotta be ready. My daughter got a summer job, and she
What you
did
working at?
that. She was working at actually a Spanish spot doing accounting for a
Not
nonprofit.
Spanish.
Not Spanish.
What was it? Go ahead, continue.
It was I don't honestly know. It was like Latin something. It was for Latin people. There was a nonprofit corporation, and they she was doing their paperwork. And I remember she used to crack me up. She was like, "Dad, I gotta learn Spanish because everybody in the office talks Spanish, and I don't know what they're saying. Sometimes I feel like they're talking about me." And I just started laughing. But
And I'm laughing. And she went to you to complain.
yeah,
Mister knows how to order arroz con pollo, and that's it.
that's about it. And don't forget the mofongo. Gotta get the mofongo. So
There you go.
Um, and the mango. I learned a few more things to order now, sir. Thank you very much. But yeah, so what I was saying. Oh, so she did that. She was saving up to buy a car. So that was pretty cool that she put money away, and I didn't charge her anything. Like I knew she was putting away money. So that was a good time. I wonder if my kids are entitled. And I think, eh,
Yes.
yeah, I think.
You won't notice it now, but yes.
Yeah, because they live with you, so you're just like, man. But I'm thinking about it.
Yes.
I think some of
You
my
won't,
kids feel entitled.
bro. You've talked to me about it when your kids like. when the electricity went out before that one time, or like they
Oh
were
man,
without video games and
the
they freaked the
hurricane.
fuck out,
Yeah, there's a
bro.
hurricane.
Like,
They almost, dude,
that's a form of entitlement,
that is, bro. My kids were like losing their minds.
bro.
That
Like,
day the power came on, when I tell you they were on the computer from that morning, they woke up and they saw they had power. They didn't get off till like 1 a.m. the next day. They were like,
bro, like play Monopoly, play tic tac toe, something. I don't know. Connect Four, bro. Connect Four. I'll destroy anybody in Connect Four. See me.
you know what's about to happen, people. We about to play Connect 4. I'm about to send them the iPhone games right now. We about to run some Connect 4.
Just like dominoes, right, Christian? You
Shut
don't
up.
even challenge
You
me on
cheated.
that one.
You cheated, bro. You cheated.
Yeah, right.
Every time you were
Right.
cheating. Yo, he's a
You
cheater.
stop playing.
He's a cheater. Every time. I beat him one time. That was it.
Out of like 50.
The first time, it was the first time we played, I beat you. And then every time after that, I got like the worst hands ever. I felt like you were doing something to the app. Where you
ever see it? I'm gonna send you something to see if you ever seen it, but go ahead, wrap it up, bro. I'm trying to take a nap before this game because I gotta go to Key West.
And you're right. We do gotta wrap it up here. Well, listen, guys, we do appreciate you guys for listening. Like always, please let us know down below in the comments if you're watching on YouTube what you think about entitlement and how these kids are this generation. If not, send us a message on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Discord. If you have our personal numbers, great. You can also email us at cutthecrap with 2 P's, 1 @gmail.com. So that's CUTTHECRAPP1 @gmail.com. Like always, we appreciate you guys for listening. Rex right now is working night shift. He will be back next time, so you'll be able to see Rex. But till then, you guys all have a wonderful day. Hopefully Yankees win at least one so we don't get swept. If we get swept, you might want to put an alert out on me and Steven. Well, mostly me. Steven will be all right. I'm going to be depressed. I'm gonna be sitting there in that beanbag crying right there. You know, I got the Yankee blue on. I'm about to be crying next to it. So
I've been telling you since the beginning of the playoff run, brother.
Yeah.
I haven't been playing good.
You have. But anyways, guys, we appreciate you for listening. Like always, till next week. You guys have a good one. Peace.